Okay, I am going to screen share. But I gotta be playing first. Okay. And wait a minute. That has to be. I want to do this one. Let me see. Manage participants. Mute all. Continue. And I do this guy at full screen. Do you see my screen full screen? No, not that. I don't know why. Screen share. And then screen share. And now is it? Yeah. Okay. And I can't move anything. Okay. Honey, I need you to manage. Oh, wow. Oops. Oops, that's okie dokie. I go there, then I go 2 more minutes. do, 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 do. Okie dokie. All right. Why did I hear that? Okay. Let me manage participants. Mute all. All new participants are muted. Continue. Okay, I think it's 2 o'clock. Ah! It's 2 o'clock. Let me move that. Move you. Boom. Come on. What is wrong with this thing? Oof. I don't like you. Move over there. Thank you. Okay. Play. There we are. Screen share. Okay. So I think we're ready. It is 2 o'clock. Hey guys, welcome. I want you to be over there so I can see you. Of course, there's my thing. See if I can get you to move. No, it's so annoying. Okay. So anyway, hello, welcome to The Industry is Changing, Are You? Part 1 with Rosalind Coleman Williams. I want to give you a very special welcome and thank you for joining me today. I know your time is valuable and I plan to make very good use of it. I plan to leave you inspired and give you actionable steps for assessing your development as an actor, specifically as an actor in the digital age and as an actor on screen. So that's what we're looking for today. And lastly, I'm going to invite you to continue working with me in my class. Uh-oh. Somehow you got unmuted. I have to mute you all. Continue. All right. So I'm also going to lastly invite you to continue with me in my class, my online acting class, Zoom in Acting, and that starts on February 2nd. And of course, I have some special bonuses for you joining the call today, who are live today. I have something special for you. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to invite you, before we get started, to give yourself the gift of focus. Because we live in a world where there's so many distractions, for the next hour or so, why not turn the TV off, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, put your computer on Do Not Disturb. You never know, there might be some surprises along the way. And give yourself this hour to really get real with it and get quiet enough within ourselves to ask ourselves the big, scary questions. Do I believe that I am enough? Whether you want to admit it or not, as actors, we can doubt ourselves. And I know this because I've worked with actors for over 20 years with thousands of actors, and because it's a question that I faced myself. And that's why I created today's coaching, which I'm calling How to Find Out If You're Any Good. Now, the problem with, and how to find out if you're any good without asking other people to validate your talents. So how to find out on your own from within yourself. Now, the problem with asking this question is that you try to answer it based on your emotions, on how you're feeling, or from the results from a particular event, or from feedback. And feedback can be so random, and it can vary wildly from person to person and from project to project. Feedback can be unreliable, and it's not something that you want to build the confidence in your craft, in your career on. Okay, quick story. So the second movie that I was ever in was called Mixing Mia, and it's an independent film that starred Isaiah Washington from Grey's Anatomy and Karen Parsons from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I want to tell you this little quick story because I want you to know what can happen when you don't have confidence and when you lack experience. So this is what happened. I didn't have a reel at that time. This was a very many years ago. I didn't have a reel. And a director was interested in me being in his next independent film. So I invited him to come with me to the screening of this film, Mixing Mia. And when I came on screen, I was horrified. I hated my work. I thought I was horrible. And I felt so ashamed that I actually ditched the director at the after party. I just excused myself as soon as the film was over, and I ditched him. I never returned his calls. And I tell you this story because that's what can happen when you struggle with the question, how good am I? And when you try to assess your talent based on your emotions outside of yourself, it's a terrible place to be. So that's what's at stake. Now, you're in the right place if you are a seasoned professional who needs to gain a practice of creating work that they can be proud of, and they need to keep their instrument in top shape. You're also in the right place if you're just getting started as an actor and you need a class or community that's content rich and that's super supportive. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today. Excuse me. We're going to cover a personal screen test. So I'm going to work with somebody who submitted some work today, and we're going to do a personal screen test. I'm going to teach you what to look for in the screen test, how to assess it. And I'm also going to quickly review the tech tools that are needed to put yourself on tape at home. Super quick on that one. I'll be teaching you how to assess your own work. I provided a handout today. If you want the handout, if you want a copy, all you have to do is text the word Zoom in, all no spaces, to 44222. And I'm asking that you also share my message with your friends, share it tweet it on Instagram, and try to get them to join our series, our coaching series. And we're using the hashtag ZoomInActing. Why? Why do I want you to share this? Because my whole mission in life is to do my work as an artist and to make sure that as I do it, that other artists share their talents before they die. And to that end, my motto is to use this class to become the actor you were born to be. And I just want to empower other artists as I go along my own artistic journey. So to do that, I want you, if you want the handout, go ahead and text the word Zoom in to the number 44222. I know it's weird. It's only 5 numbers altogether, 44222. The word Zoom in. Okay. Now, these are the results that you're going to gain from today, or that you're going to start to gain from today. They are going to be, I think you can start to get in touch with getting used to seeing yourself on screen, which can build your confidence. And it's a confidence from seeing yourself on screen and seeing yourself with the ability to communicate what you want, what you intended to communicate, an action that you wanted to play, and have that action received in the way that you want it received. So that's what you're going to gain, and that gives you swag. That just puts you, that makes you come into the room feeling good about yourself. And it can also give you a deep knowing that no matter what the result of any particular acting experience, that your talent is within you and you carry it everywhere you go. So the safe space that you have, you create within yourself. And it also attracts other people to you. It makes you irresistible, and it creates what they like to call the it factor, because it seems like you have this great secret and you're irresistible, you have charisma. This all comes from knowing that you can produce what you want to produce on demand as an actor. Okay, but there are some challenges when you try to do that. The challenges come from your lack of confidence, the lack of experience, the lack of exposure, lack. But all three of these major challenges can be overcome. And I'm going to show you how to get started. Because when you develop your craft, it's going to give you that confidence and lack of experience. Now the digital age makes it so you can give yourself your own experience. There's nobody out there who should have no experience with the camera, who shouldn't know what they look like, who shouldn't know how they communicate, and who should not have an opportunity to build an audience. So, and you can gain exposure from wherever you are in the world. It doesn't really matter. When you put yourself to work and you give yourself, and you do the work daily, you will get confident enough to actually share it. So lack of exposure, that can be solved too by creating a habit of sharing your work. And that's what we start to do in Zoom and acting, and that will give you the courage to share it on a broader scale. So we share it in our little circle, and then we move on from there. Okay, so why should you take Zoom and acting, online acting class? Well, it's pretty simple. We date online. We diet online, and we can also improve our acting online. There's no reason why we can't. And this class happens on demand, which means you never have to miss a class, and that you can work every class. As long as you submit your tape in time, I can review it during the class, and you can watch it back anytime you want. We also have an online chat that pretty much happens 24 hours a day. And it has been an incredibly positive and supportive experience for the actors who participate in the online chat group, which is private. So, The Industry is Changing Are You is a free online series for actors. And this is the first event of the series. And there are going to be 3 altogether. And each event, like today's event, is meant to stand for itself on its own. And it's also meant to give you something that you can do at home. I really want to do a great demo of this exercise so you can begin to practice and improve your work today at home alone. We'll be working with sides from TV shows. We always do that. And I'm calling this event a coaching series as opposed to a class, because we'll be using only one person's work as an example. I'm only going to work with one person. And what I want you to do, and I hope that you're able to do, is to watch me work with them and figure out, how do I watch my tape? Because I'm going to help that person watch their tape and assess it. And you're going to use the very same steps. And that you'll walk away with this tangible way of watching your tape. And you'll be able to identify what you're good at, what you do well, what is working, what do you believe. And then secondly, you're going to identify where you have room for improvement, where something else happened than what you intended to happen when you were watching the tape back. Okay, time to mute all again, I think. Let me see if I can get over there. So if it gets noisy, if you could just check and make sure that you're muted, that would be ever so helpful, as it is hard for me to keep y'all muted. Okay, I'll try it again. Mute all. Alrighty then. Play. So, I'm going to work with one person. I already said that. Okay, moving on. Oops, go away, go away. Ooh, that's hard to do. Hold on. Can only control it when it's That's why I wanted somebody else to control it. Okay, back to the show. Oh yes, and there's a chat room during this call. There's also a chat going on so that you're able to chat and ask me questions, and Craig is on the other line, so he should be able to answer them as I'm having trouble with my mouse. Okay, moving on. The digital age. Let's talk the digital age. So the advantages of the digital age. There are so many advantages, and the biggest advantage, I think, is that it flattens the playing field. And it means that as actors, we no longer have an excuse for not being able to get in touch with people, for not being able to participate in the industry. There are so many advantages for actors, and we see examples of people making the most of those all the time. I am all about the digital age. It's a whole thing that made it possible for Craig and I to start our company. And there are a ton of advantages. It also makes it easier for us to practice our craft. Here we are meeting together, and none of us, I haven't left the house today. Oh, I did go to Starbucks. And here we are able to meet together, and I'll be able to see your work and you'll be able to see mine. And that means that it's so much easier to be in touch with people and to interact with people and to use these tools. But we never lose the connection with the truth of the story that we're telling and why we're telling it. So it also means that it's easier to practice because cameras are so much cheaper. And from practice is where you get better. From practice, from having the courage to practice on camera and not just cross your fingers and hope I come out all right, but actually practice and watch tape back. So and confidence comes from knowing your instrument. What does it feel like when I'm connected? And how do I move the muscles that I want to move? And am I in shape to do that? Am I in the shape that I need to be in? That's one of the things we're going to assess. Okay, so here are the facts. Moving on. So word on the street is that only 5% of actors are working in the top of the industry at any given time. And my assumption is that you want to be part of that 5%, that you want to be a pro, and that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So what I'm suggesting is that from my own practice of working with actors, I see that there needs to be a lot more rehearsal. I don't see the amount of rehearsal that needs to go in and practice and fully realize characterizations. So that's what we're going for because that's what's happening. All right, I realize that some of you might not know me and I'm just prattling on and on. So here's a quick introduction of me. My name is Roz. And I am an actor, a director, and I've had the privilege of acting opposite Meryl Streep. I've acted on Broadway, and I've originated roles in a bunch of plays. I acted with, and I've also coached Viola Davis, and I found my personal zone of genius once I started helping other actors to create and stay ahead of the curve in the ever-changing industry, because I also happen to love tech. I'm a wife and a mother, and as a director, I've won awards and my films have been seen on television and around the world, and I have some TV projects that are coming out soon, and I love the life that I live. I like to get up every morning and to get into some creative story and to work with new people and to see others fulfill their destiny as artists. But let me tell you the truth. As an actor, I am, that's when I want you guys, one of the most important jobs I do is working with directors on set when I do on-set coaching. And most notably, I've done that at HBO for an entire season and lots of feature films as well. I also am currently a teacher at NYU Tisch and at SUNY Purchase, both places where I teach on-camera acting to seniors. All right, now as an actor, that's me at an audition. I'm as vulnerable as anyone else out there, and I continue to audition and I continue to get work. So I know what it's like to actually walk into the room. And I think I teach from that point of view, which is a different point of view than, say, if you're working with someone who doesn't act. I study the craft of acting, and I also know what the obstacles are when you actually go into the room and how different they are than what gets taught. So there's like a vast difference between what your training is and what actually happens in the real world. And I like to see myself as being someone who sits in that gap and helps people make that transition. So that when you actually do take a class with a casting director, you're not there for acting tips. You're there because you want a relationship. You're there to show off how good you are, and not really to find out what they think about acting, because that's not the real source. You want to be, you are the source of your work and your creativity, and you share it with people at will and on demand. So anyway, this is back when I first came to New York many years ago. And I heard that there was a teacher out there that I had to study with. And the reason I was attracted to her was because of the very question the reason I created this workshop. And is that I heard a rumor that this teacher would tell people that they needed to leave the business if they weren't any good. She had the answer. And she was a truth teller. And the teacher was Susan Batson. And, you know, she's been a real hero of mine because I did go to her class, and she didn't tell me to leave the industry. And I was kind of like disappointed because I thought she was like going to be like this good witch or something that was going to give me permission to go on or not. But I did learn what is excellence. And she's gone on to be a super famous teacher whose clients receive Academy Awards. But there was one problem with the class. The class was about 8 hours long. Maybe it was 10 hours long, I'm not even sure. And nowadays, we just don't have that kind of time to be in an acting class. So that's another reason why I've developed an alternative way to work. And I want to keep the truthfulness and the inspiration from the connection of that deep work, but I don't want to spend 9 hours watching other people do it, because I just don't have that kind of time. Okay, so Zoom in Acting is for professional actors who are willing to learn new things. There are no excuses. We don't accept excuses. We're willing to do what it takes to be a pro, and you are willing to participate in a supportive community and to be vulnerable in the private community as we support others. It's a simple online acting class. It's a community of actors, and we are striving for excellence. We meet weekly in class, and we share our work. I teach by giving out scenes, and I work with each actor individually, and I try to work with them on the level with what they bring me, like on the level they're on. You can submit your tape at any time, and then you can watch the class later. We have an afternoon session and a nighttime session that is live. And of course, if you join within the next 24 hours, you get $50 off. All right, let's get to work. Enough about that. The first thing is your mindset. What is your mindset? How are your thoughts affecting your work? If you don't deal with mindset, it's like you can't get started. So do you have an amateur's mindset or a pro's mindset? An amateur acts only by inspiration. A pro acts whether they feel like it or not. They can make themselves act on demand. Do you believe that you are bringing your work into any environment to share your creativity? Or do you believe that you're going into that environment because it's a test? And the people are going to judge you, you're going to be tested, and then only if you're worthy will you get to be creative and express yourself, if they deem you worthy. Or are you going there to share your take on this particular material? One is an amateur mindset, and one is the mindset of a professional. There are advantages of people who are traditionally trained, like me, you know, Yale Drama School and all that jazz, who come from the theater. And there are also advantages of people who come in off the street. And acting is the only industry where you can come in off the street and start acting with someone who's never acted before. Both people have advantages. One of the advantages that the trained people can learn from the untrained people is that you can detach from the outcome. That your acting isn't deemed worthy or unworthy based on the result that you get from that particular outing with your work. What the professional does, and we're all trying to be pros with a professional mindset, is trying to create an experience for the audience, whoever is there, whether it's a casting director, a director, whoever's there. I'm trying to create an experience of this material right here, right now, in this moment that is truthful. That is my understanding of it, and communicate that. And I'm trying to do that every single time I work. Whether I've had a ton of time to prepare or no time to prepare, my job is the same. And I have to be willing to share the truth of where I am in the work. You know, sometimes I'm not so far, I wish I was further along in the work, but sometimes I'm in early stages, you know, early days. And sometimes you have to share that, because but you have to understand that the truth of that is really where the value is. Okay. So that is the mindset that we approach the work with. And with that, I need to ask if I have a volunteer. Someone who wants to work.
I want to volunteer.
Who is that?
That's Jody.
Jody. Okay, Jody.
How do you volunteer?
Okay. Let's see. Hey, honey, I'm having trouble with this. I need you to control the keeping people mute. Okay, Jody. Because this doesn't say, but anyway, I'll just go. If you could help me, like by answering things, because I can't click on things. Okay, thanks. Okay, Miss Jody.
Hello.
Let me see if I can get your link. Is it in the chat? Oh, you have to go escape. Where is the link? Oh, all right. Okay, I can do it now. Did you put it in the chat?
No, I put it.
Okay.
I sent you. That was Ebony. That's who I picked.
Ebony.
You can
Oh.
do Jody too.
Oh, is Ebony on the line? Here, Jody, I might do Ebony first because I have her link already.
That's okay.
But I don't know, maybe she's not on.
I'm here.
Oh, hi, Ebony.
How's it going?
Do you want to volunteer?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Ebony, and Craig will get your link, Jody, okay? And then I'll do you. So I'll do two. All right, Miss Ebony. So we are going to get to work, and what we're going to do is we're going to watch your tape, and we're going to watch it and give some assessment today. I got to get back to my other presentation for a sec. New share. Let me go back here. Here we go. So, Ebony, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm currently on the road with a musical.
What musical?
Book of Mormon.
Yay! Oh my God! Is Kalechi with you?
She is. And
Hi, Kalechi!
And so that's how I got your name, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. But
That's awesome.
I'm super new to this medium, but I realized you were right. There's no reason for anybody to have an excuse to be like, I don't know about film or TV, because we all have cameras now with computers and phones, and you can go to Showfax and get sides. So I'm trying to be proactive.
All right, Miss Ebony. I'm all over that. I feel you. So let me get back to my little notes here. So I know what I'm supposed to be saying, but that's exciting. I also have one of my NYU students is in the show on the road, I think.
Keziah.
Is that right?
Maybe.
The other guy. It's like a French name. Where's my keynote? Sorry. Not that. Oh, look at all these wonderful people. There you are. Okay. Oh, Ebony, you're big. Yay. Okay. So here's a quote about training from Vera J. Katz, and she's talking about Taraji Henson. And what she says is that what you see in Taraji is that you can see her acting with a flicker in her eyes or the set of her jaw, and it can influence an entire scene. So we're gonna watch the scene several times. Did you get a chance to tape it with two sizes?
I did.
Yay! Okay, first. Okay, so we're gonna watch the wider shot, and we are gonna watch it first. We'll watch the scene, then we're gonna watch it without the sound, and just see what we get from that, and then we'll watch the close-up the same way. And we're gonna see if we can understand the scene and what we get from it, what's working, and where there might need to be improvement based on that.
Awesome.
All right. So that's step number one. You watch it first, and you're gonna watch it without sound. And of course, you're always gonna do your best. All right. I'm so excited now. This just made me happy, Miss Ebony. Okay.
Excuse me. Yes? You're a Congresswoman Sumner, aren't you? Yes. It's a real honor.
Oh, sorry.
It's a real honor.
Oops. I forgot to share the screen. Hold up. I gotta do it again. Okay. This time, sharing the screen from the top. Okay.
I am Ebony Blake reading for the role of Paige. Excuse me. Yes? You're a Congresswoman Sumner, aren't you? Yes. Real honor. It's a real honor. Someday, basically, I want to be you. Well, excuse me, before you take that step, there are a couple of ex-husbands to argue about. I haven't seen you before. I work for Congressman Fletcher. They don't send me out of the office much. First delivery to the Longworth. It was a real inspiration for us women, you know? But that's the reward for going one step at a time. It was a real pleasure. Same. Okay then.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right. Hold on. All right. So what we're going to do is
Aren't you? Yes.
we are going to take a pause. Now we know what scene you did and what happens in the scene, okay? Now we're going to try it. And now we're going to watch it without any sound to see what we get from the whole body, okay? And let me turn the volume down. And we watch back. Maybe we should identify what worked first before we do this one. So let's just go from the whole totality. What worked for you, Ebony?
I think what worked for me is the more I ran it with Kelechi, just sort of establishing the relationship and why I had to say what I wanted to say. But also I guess getting into Thorns, I was having trouble establishing where I was and trying to make it come across that we were on the train. And I think I could do a better job of making apparent how I felt. Was I embarrassed about trying to talk to this woman on the train, or was it like, no, she is my idol and I have to say this now? Or, you know.
Okay, let's go with, we're still on the what worked.
Oh.
So in this, no fault, let them teach you. So what you want to do is like, what did you believe? You know, what do I believe? What did I intend to send and what do I believe? So relationship-wise, and now what we go with when we watch it through without sound, let's see what we get and what we believe. And then we'll do just the sound, okay? And then we'll go back to that other thing. So this is how, everybody, this is an example of how you assess your work. And I'm not even getting into so much analysis today. I'm getting into just basic acting, communicating on camera. Can I tell what this relationship is? Can I tell what's going on? Okay, let's watch it. Shut up, guys. Opening beat. Good. Good. Oh, I'm not sharing screen again? Oh, shoot. Your sharing is paused. Why? I don't know. Stop share. All right, let me share again. Okay, here we go. Did you guys see it from the beginning?
No.
No, okay, here we go back. Okay, starts here.
It's kind of choppy also.
Oh, that's your internet connection. Hi, James. Okay. Oops. Good. What'd you say? Sorry. Honey, that messed it up. Hold on. Hold on. Cancel that. Let me go back. Sorry, guys.
Okay, you look amazing.
Thanks, James. Okay, here we are, Ebony. Full screen. Am I sharing? Good. All right, here. This will be easier. Hold on. No, just give them the link. Put the link in the chat. And then they can watch it themselves on YouTube while I at the same time. Right? So Ebony, are you with me?
I am.
Okay. So are you seeing it? Are you seeing it without the sound?
I'm gonna click to.
Are you seeing it without the sound, Ebony?
No.
No?
I'm gonna go to the YouTube link right now.
Hold on. Okay. I don't know why it's not working. Okay. For the third time, without the sound, we go back to here. I'm going to watch it. Can you see it? Yes, no?
I can see it.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. All right, ma'am. Good. So now what do you think? I think it comes across that it's somebody that I'm really happy to see and that I just am trying to express how much they mean to me.
Yeah, for sure. The relationship was very clear, right? And then we also saw some self-consciousness, right, in the body, right?
I had to separate, was that me or was that Paige? But I guess it worked.
You are Paige, right?
Yep. Yes.
They ain't know about it, and they ain't no other Pages right now, so you're Paige.
True.
So good job with that. Are you a dancer?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, see. So one of the main skills of an actor is being able to create and communicate using their body, which you are very, very skilled in, right? So now we are going to go in and look at the face, and then we're also going to look at the audio communication. Okay, how you communicate with words. But the body is really A-list, top notch, right? That's very, very clear. So next week when we look at analysis, there might be some other choices that might be stronger. But as far as communicating the relationship and the moment and the embarrassment through the body, that was top notch. So there's a strength that you have, right? And that's how we found it, by watching the scene. We know what happens in the scene, and then watching the scene without the sound and seeing if it's actually compelling. Now, I watched it about 10 times, you guys, and I never, because you guys weren't seeing it, but it never didn't draw me in. And the first thing you want to see is it watchable? Like, is it hard to watch, or is it easy to watch? And it was incredibly easy to watch, right? Good. That's what you're looking for. And you can do this as well with your regular old TV, right? You can do it with the regular TV and see. If you're getting the story, if you're getting what's going on through the person's body. Now, the big, huge misnomer is that I need to do nothing. I need to be still and do nothing, right? So that's the big lie. And you haven't fallen for that okie doke, have you? Which is a very good thing, right? And that is why there are so many dancers who switch over to film and television and do so well. Because in film and television, there is a lot of acting without talking. There's a ton of it, right? And that's what you guys are comfortable with in your body. All right, let's do the next scene. So let me first go to this other slide I want to show you before I move on for everyone. So every person is going to watch their own tape silently and see what they get and where they are with their body communication. If they got what they intended to send. Where is Keynote? Hold up. Okay, here it is. So the next thing I wanted to show you is, let's see what I'm looking for when I say, here's one thing. This is the skill set, right, of an actor. These are the skills that have to be excellent. And they are be an excellent reader, communicate when you act. This is what you're looking for. Listening as an actor, as a character, physically and intuitively. Being coordinated and being able to use your body. That is one of the strongest skills that you need as an actor. You have to have mental health, you have to have joy, and I don't mean you have to be a happy person or an extrovert or anything. I just mean that you have to enjoy acting. Like, at some level, it has to be enjoyable for you to go into the world. You have to have a life or an imagination. You have to have resilience, stick-to-itiveness, balance, mental toughness. You have to have mental toughness to be an actor, to be able to go back and do it again, to be criticized, to, there's a story that Brett somebody, oh God, I can't remember, but he tells about Brad Pitt, about how when he directed Brad Pitt, they spent one entire day on his entrance into the movie Moneyball. Brett Ratner, I think, something like that. Anyway, and I just thought, and he told us that story when we were about to direct. We were like at Make-A-Wish Foundation. We were about to direct some films with some kids who were, deathly ill, make their films. Oh, share my screen? Oh, unshare. Okay, so we were about to direct some films with some kids who were drastically sick. And he told that story. And I thought that story was, why is he telling this story? It doesn't make sense. But what I took away from it was that's A-list stick-to-itiveness. That to do the same scene for an entire day, it's just a short scene, it's an entrance, and to not basically question yourself and fall apart and cry and just think that you're a mess and that they don't like you and all those inner thoughts that come from not really knowing your worth as an actor. Okay, next step. The next thing I wanted to teach you is, we're going over the skill set as an actor. Oh, very important skill, which is focus. The ability to focus. That means that we play with our focus in terms of being able to be in the room, or are we focused outside? Are we focused only between us and our partner? Or is it us and our partner and our camera and the director? Like, we play with our circles of focus. We bring them in, we extend them out. Sometimes they're really wide. They need to be wide. We need to feel the room and respond to that. Effortlessness is an ability of an actor. The effortlessness is the ability to do something difficult and make it seem like it's easy. That's effortlessness. My favorite example for effortlessness in acting as a skill for actors is Leonardo DiCaprio. And I haven't seen his new movie, but I like to use the example when he is in the Titanic just before he dies, because he has to swim, right? And he's in warm water, but he has to play that it's cold. So he needs to play the coldness of the water, right? And he's also dying, so he has to get weak. He has dialogue, and he has to play his action, which is to make her feel safe. And he has to do it beautifully. So he has to do all that in that moment and make it look effortless. So effortlessness, you can't say, whoa, this is such a hard scene. I can't tell you how many actors I work with come into the room going, oh my God, this is so hard, right? You know what I mean? Okay? That has to be a skill. And we have to look like this is what we do, right? To create that illusion. Revelatory in public. This is a real scary one. Revelatory in public means that you have to let go of your concern about how it looks. You have to reveal the moment, right? So you could be like, oh, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I can make sure it looks okay, right? So you have to, in order to be free in that moment, after you've crafted all this, because you do craft it first, right? He had to know, the angle at which he's supposed to die, right? Because if he dies over here and he's out of the shot, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is, right? So you do have to have some awareness, but then at the end of the day, you have to let go. It's just like dancing, Ebony, when you have to stop counting, right? And thinking about the next step, or we see it. Okay, and there are also 4 realities that you have to be able to accept as a professional actor. You have to do it when they say do it, where they say do it. You have to do it in spite of how you feel. It's not about how you feel, right? It's about how we want to make the audience feel. So there are many times when we might feel uncomfortable, but our work is fine. Or you might feel less connected than you would like to feel, but you are communicating. And that's why you need to work with the camera and the monitor to get to know it. Get to know what it is that you do and when you're doing it and when you're not doing it. You serve first the story and then the audience, right? And we're all there for the same reason, with tons of compassion. So those are the skills of an actor, and that's what we're looking for when we go into these, when we watch these tapes. Next, oops, I'm gonna make this big again, but you can't see it. Wait, I forgot to share. Share screen, this one, I guess, and then I'll make it big. Okay, so this was Taraji P. Henson, and this is just about the importance of studying And she says, these kids think they can do reality TV and come and do this craft that I studied, sweated, and grinded. People forget it's a craft because it's so popular now. Ugh. But I did share it. Okay. There we go. Is it now? Yeah. But it's not big. Okay. Anyway, she says that people forget it's a craft because it's so popular now and it's so fun to play so-and-so in a movie because they have so many followers on Twitter. And then she says, F that. Can they make me believe the words coming out of their mouth? So that's the bottom line in the work, right? Is can you make the people believe it? And do you believe yourself? What we're looking for is watchability, believability, and lastly, castability. Castability has to do with the choices that you make and do they make the script work, your analysis. Oh, okay. All right, so here is for the shot. So here's your medium shot, right? That's about from your waist, and see how your head is at the top of the screen. And your eyes, if we divided this into thirds, would be about a third of the way down. That red box, that's the camera, right? And the X is your eye line. It's where you're looking. See how you're looking just off camera for the person you're talking to? And here we are in the close-up. This is the extreme close-up, what I want to see you guys shoot yourselves in. And it's way close, like it's usually about half of your forehead. Oops. It's usually about halfway down your forehead. Your eye line is just off. And you see your eyes are still a third of the way down. Okay? So I wish your close-up was a little bit closer, Ebony. So let's watch your close. See, this is not a close-up because of all this headroom. You're still way back there. So we want to be in this space so we can see, we're like here, so we can see how those moments read at this size, right? And what you would like. And now at this point, you should, it looks like you're shooting with an iPhone. You can flip the phone the other way so that you fill up the screen. All righty then. And so this one isn't going to really work for me as a close-up because it's just so far away. Because you know why, Ebony? We want to see the muscles moving underneath the skin, right? The subcranial muscle movement and the truthfulness of that. And that's not going to read. But your body's good. Let's do it. Let's do the, let's go for the not looking at the picture and just listening. Let's see how the words communicate. So we turn away and we play it.
You're Congresswoman Sumner, aren't you?
What? Hold on. Let me go back a little. All right. Ready, guys? Here it is. Don't watch. Just listen.
Yes. You're Congresswoman Sumner, aren't you? Yes. It's a real honor. It's a real honor. Someday, basically, I want to be you. Well, come see me before you take that step. There are a couple of ex-husbands I should warn you about. I haven't seen you before. Oh, I work for Congressman Fletcher. They don't send me out much. My first delivery to the Longworth. It was a real inspiration for us women. You know, when you became the whip. That's the reward for going one step at a time. It was a real pleasure. Okay then.
Okay. So in the audio department, you communicating the words, the thoughts and the ideas and the subtext beneath the words. How was that for you? Oh, you gotta unmute yourself, Ebony.
Okay, buddy.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I didn't do it as well as I did standing. I feel like I took some of my power out when I sat down. So I have to sort of work on that, keeping it present and know what I got to say, even though I'm not physically as strong as I am when I'm standing.
Do you sing as well as dance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if it was singing, then we would probably think that it lacked a melody, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that it lacked dynamics.
Yeah.
Because you weren't, it didn't have a strong, you didn't use your voice in any way to communicate what was going on, right?
Right.
So we know that there are options there. So that might be a place where there's room for improvement, where we can look at the choices. So what we're going to do next week is actually look at the choices.
Okay.
Look at the analysis. You are welcome. You are all welcome to do the to retape the scenes. Get what you get this week. Find your strengths. Find your weaknesses, your room for improvement based on the skill set list. Then redo it. Grow in the character. Be better next week. Be stronger. Shoot horizontally. And in the class, we go over very, very specifically about the best way to stage your scene and the best way to use your tech as well. Because we also want to make sure that we're well lit and that we can hear you and that you have some sense of staging, right? And that's just blocking movement. And it's really for you to believe that you're in that situation, that I can believe I'm on a train. What do I need to do to make this a train for me? Whatever that is. Sometimes it might just be standing next to a chair. Maybe it's holding a handbag. Like not having any props can make you feel so lost, right? To just make you feel like, oh. So just like even putting what kind of bag do you have as Paige? You know, maybe you have a backpack. Maybe you have I don't know why I'm saying a satchel, you know, see like a heavy satchel. But like that can really ground you, you know. So I definitely want to see it next week. I have some things to give away and some invites to do. Yes? Okay. Let me go back to Keynote. All righty. So this is what we just learned, that you watch your tape. You want it to be watchable, believable, castable. Oops, you just covered it up for me. Oh, because I'm not sharing it. Thank you. Thank you. And we're looking at voice, body, actions, physical actions. And next week we'll be looking at choices or analysis. But that's what you're watching for when you watch your tape with no sound and you watch it also with no picture. Vice versa, you know. So we are going to make the camera our friend, because the thing that's missing for those of us who are not A-listers, who are not acting the majority of the time of our life, is that it's just like we're not doing 8 shows a week. We're not in front of the camera. It's that we need to be in front of the camera a lot so we can get that information. So you need to rehearse on camera. You need to get used to using the monitor for feedback. Doing nothing is bullshit. You will hear so many people tell you to do nothing. And they think that's what on-camera acting is, but what they don't realize is that the people are doing it, it's subtle. And because we know the people, like if they're famous, we have a sense of their acting, right? We're able to read it. And it's not fun to do nothing. If you're concentrating on stillness, it's boring, right? And when people do that to you, when a director like comes up to you and says, just walk, and I'm just going to take you walking, and then he makes that, you know, uses that as your work, it's really a violation for us. It's like insulting to us, you know. It's like you don't trust us to be able to walk in character. You don't trust us. And the best kind of collaborations are a game of trust, where I trust you to do your work, and I trust you to do your work as a director, and me to do my work as an actor. Because how you walk, and when I was reading that Taraji P. Henson article, because how you walk as Cookie is different than how you walk as Taraji, and she is doing something. And people who don't know acting think it's nothing. But people who do know acting know that it's something, that there is intention there. And you want to be that sophisticated and that intentional. So you need to use a monitor to watch the under the surface, that you're alive, that you're reacting, and that you're not holding yourself still. even when you're still alive, right? I already went over this. So this is what you learned, the personal screen test, what you're looking for in the screen test, and the tech tools that you need. You need a camera, a friend, a monitor. A camera, a friend, a monitor, a way to watch it back. You need light, camera, friend, and in Zoom, in acting, I will guide you to the nth degree to take that up a notch. Take that up a notch if you want. So the bonuses today. So for watching this call today, you received a link to my favorite celebrity badass auditions, which I collected from old back in the day DVDs. So you get a link to that, and you also get my new tool, my latest tool, which is I'll tell you how to make your very own York. And York is the ultimate off-camera acting partner, because you need an off-camera acting partner, right? So I'll show you that too. Those are the bonuses for the day. And if you join Zoom in Acting today, there are also bonuses for the class. The class is not, if you go to zoominacting.com, I'm adding a 6th bonus week. There's a bonus week. You also get voice and speech with Karen Dukes. And you also get language of the face. We talked a little bit about the face, but you get to have a real introduction to language of the face with my colleague, John Sudal. And you head on over to zoominacting.com to get that. And you get $50 off if you join before the end, in the next 24 hours. The regular price is $347. Is that regular?
Yes.
But it's but now with the $50 off, it's 3 payments of $99, and it comes out to less than $50 per class. And I, just like I worked with Ebony, if you're in the class, I'll work with each of you during the stint. I'll work with whatever tape you submit. So I hope you go over there and join us. And next week, the continuation of this series is we'll get into scene analysis, and we will also focus on there will be no gurus, really having your own technique. So that's what we'll work on. I really want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what worked in your scene and what you found where you need improvement. I'm looking for you to write me and to let me know about your voice, your body, and your close-up, and what you saw that worked and what you saw that needs improvement. Okay, and then redo the scene for next week. Better. More realized. Oh, questions. I forgot questions and answers. Okay, yes, questions. Yes, Q&A time. Somebody raised a hand. Her name was Melissa. Oh, this person. Let me get this person first, because she was first. Who's that person? Unmute. Hello. I got you, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. You're looking great.
How are you?
I have so many questions, but my first thing, I just want to thank you. I really appreciate you for doing this class. And I'm just looking forward to doing more with you, because I didn't get a chance to do that 2 years ago. In Ebony's first thing, as if she was on the train, it made so much sense to say, as a critique, to say that, because when you're on the train, you're moving and you're shuffling. And so you already actually answered the question, to have a handbag on, or to have a bag in your hand, or pretend you're bumping into someone, just to make it seem very real. So basically my question was just to thank you. I don't have a question just yet. I can't wait till you see mine. It's a little crazy, but that's all.
I can't wait to, I look forward to hearing what worked for you and what didn't. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa.
All right, thanks.
All right. Any other questions? Oh, look at all these wonderful names and people.
Oh. Hi, Ross. Can you hear me?
Yes, who's that?
Hey, it's Maya Nicholson. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Maya Nicholson. How are you?
Good, thank you. I was just curious to know, because, as I watched Ebony's audition, which was quite a joy to watch, actually, she made me smile. The sound actually really sounded really good with her. You did it on your phone, right? Is that correct? Yeah. So when I do my auditions, when I tape them, I do them on a camera. But I always notice when I have the reader, the reader always sounds louder than me, and I do know how much sound can affect your audition. So you have the visual, but you don't have the sound. It sounds almost tinny, and that really affects the whole feel of the scene.
Of course.
Yeah. So, do you have any suggestions that can maybe?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I most certainly do. This year in Zoom in Acting, we're taking it up a notch,
Mm-hmm.
and we're looking at the edit. And we're looking at how to deal with that in the edit, right?
Okay.
So, because what you would do is you're going to make audio adjustments. So
Okay.
it sounds like you're closer. There are two ways to do that. You could use a lav. You could use a microphone on yourself so that you're closer to the mic.
Okay.
You can, I have a lav here. So you could pin a microphone on yourself so you're louder.
Oh, wow.
You could also deal with it in the edit, which is the first thing I'm going to teach you. Because
Okay.
I always teach for like as if you're broke. And then we'll go up from there because the answer isn't always to just buy some equipment.
Yeah, it adds up.
It adds up. The answer tends to be to understand the camera and to make creative choices that make sense.
Okay.
And then in the edit, we can deal with it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very good. You're welcome.
Hello,
Hello, who's that?
this is James.
James, hi.
This is great. And thank you so much. Ebony was amazing.
Oh, isn't she sweet?
Roz, you have such a way of teaching that I get it. I am a singer and I get it. It's amazing. I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm a comedian, and when I'm looking at some of the sides, what do I do if I'm not connecting with that? Because I don't feel like I'm ever going to do like the serious role, or I'm trying to stay in my lane and be funny, by any means necessary.
What would it be, or are you open to bringing that to one of those roles?
You see, that you just opened up my mind. Let me look at it again, and then see it from another perspective, and see.
Yes. See which guy, right? Which guy could be infused with your personality?
Okay, because I didn't get a chance to videotape anything because I was, but I will have one for next week.
Oh, good. I look forward to it. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I will definitely take that into consideration.
Because I can definitely see one of them with the little, and like if you look at this, I definitely see one, but let me see what you pick.
Okay.
Okay, it'd be great.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Hi, Roz.
Hi.
It's Diane.
Diane.
I haven't been able to get my camera to work, but I'm here. Are you going to critique any of the ones that we sent? I did send you mine. I had a little challenge with it, or should I just do it again?
You should do it again.
Okay.
So on these 3 calls, I'll be working with one person as an example, and then in the actual class, I critique them all.
Okay.
Every single one. Every single one, every single week. If it's submitted, I critique it.
Okay.
My gig. And if you head on over to Zoom in Acting, you'll see that you can even get a private with me during the week. There's there's a lot. You can do Zoom in or Zoom in Plus. You can, during the week, also get a critique from your cohorts, right? Because we share in the chat room. We can share videos in the chat room. Even if you have just a regular audition, which I really love in the chat room, you can say, how does this outfit look?
Okay.
And you can get some feedback from the community, which is extremely supportive. And I'm in there as much as I can be. And I certainly will be in there for the 6 weeks that we're working together, giving you feedback on whatever questions come up around your acting. Sometimes we're a little silly if it's late at night.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. This is great. Thanks.
Great. Okay.
Any more questions?
Any other questions? Yes, Miss Ebony. Yes. Will you please give Kalechi a big slap on the butt?
I will. And
Okay.
I just was wondering about the camera. Would you recommend getting a separate one? Because I've been debating buying a camera, and I know for iPhone sometimes they have the extra mic attachment or something else like that? Is there anything that you've seen that you guys like or?
Oh my God. I have an equipment list that I send people. I love tech, so of course I love buying things, and you guys are on the road, so you got money. So yes, there are options. You can absolutely get the role with an iPhone.
Okay.
Abso-freaking-lutely. There's, but it is easier because with the, if you have a dedicated camera, you can do more takes, because sometimes you fill up your phone and you got to dump your phone. You got to dump things just to make enough room to do as many takes that you need. Because in your rehearsal, Ebony, I want you to rehearse on camera so that you're figuring out, how am I using that frame? And that you're experimenting with what story am I communicating by how I choose to place people in the frame and stuff like that. And that takes some trial and error. And in order to get through that, you need some space. I definitely think you can start out with your phone. You'll probably want to, at some point, move to a camera.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Barney. I forgot. Yes.
Roz, it's Renee. How are you?
Hi, Renee. Where are you?
My picture's not there. I was being lazy and didn't want to use my other computer. I just have a question about the taping. I've always been very leery about the taping, and this class has really helped me today. But as far as videotaping yourself and using an actual camera versus a cell phone, are there instructions on how to upload the material properly into the YouTube so that we can not just send it to you, but just be able to use it effectively?
Oh yeah, we cover all that. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I do a step-by-step on how to upload it, where you want to upload it, just all the options that you have in terms of, sometimes you don't want other people seeing it, how to, mark it. Sometimes you can put it on your website. It's better there, to sit on a private page on your website, rather than, I prefer people not to view me on YouTube where there's going to be all these other videos right next to it. It's distracting. You want the person who's viewing your tape to only be seeing you. You want to control that environment as much as you can. So you want to send as high quality tape as you can, and in a place where you're controlling how they're seeing it.
Okay. Do you offer instructions for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely covered within the class that we do.
Okay.
So you probably would upload it to YouTube and then embed it in your site, embed it in a page.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that you have it nice and clean, and it's all about you. Oh, yes. So I'm reminding you. Craig says to remind you that you have, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, we're having a husband-wife moment. Sorry, so embarrassing. Okay, anyway, it's 3 payments of $99 if you do it within the next 24 hours, and I hope you will, because I love working with actors. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sick as hell. I have a very high fever right now. I'm about to die, but you guys are making me happy because I love working with actors.
Well, you are an actress because you would never know.
Really?
Never know. Wow. But you're always like this. Your energy is so infectious. I love you, and know that I'm getting ready to join. Know this. I'll be calling you. I'm coming to your apartment to give you this.
Come on in. The water's warm. I promise you will have a good time.
I know I will.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I got some surprises for y'all. Wait till you see my York. Oh, Teresa has a raised hand. Let's see what Teresa has to say. Teresa, thank you, Mr. James. Teresa, where is she in here? Oh, it's not. Can you unmute yourself, Teresa? Oops. Did I see that raised hand? TT. You see it?
No, that was good.
Oh, okay. Maybe she didn't want it. Oh, it says 2 participants raised their hands. I gotta find those raised hands. Oh, there they are. Aja, dear, and Teresa. Let me get Teresa first. Unmute. Okay, Teresa, what's up? Unmute lower hand. Or maybe she's in the chat. I'm not seeing her. Teresa, are you here? Is your audio on? You're unmuted. Talk, my friend. All right, I'm gonna do Aja Deer while I wait for Miss Teresa to come.
And I have a question when you're ready.
Okay. Unmute. All right, Aja.
This is Asia Ross. How are you?
Aja, how are you?
I'm well. Thank
oh
you.
My God, big hug. Where are you? Can I see you?
Yeah, here. I'm like getting dressed, but hi.
Hi, Aja.
Okay, I'm actually here with Caitlin too.
Oh, Caitlin, where's Caitlin? Let me see.
Oh, I'm putting my makeup on. I'm putting my makeup on. Hi.
Get y'all growing up.
What's up?
Y'all getting big. Y'all growing.
Actually, I have a tax question. Can we write this class off on our taxes for like?
Hell yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, tell the tax man you're gonna get a receipt and everything. We'll be
All right.
on board.
All right, turn up.
All right, that's right. Come on in. The water's warm.
All right.
All right, Miss Teresa. Let's see if I can unmute. You should be unmuted. Is she there? Her hand is up. Oh, wonder what's going on. Type your question, Teresa. Type it in. All right, who else is there?
I am.
Who's on? Oh, Jody. Hi, Miss Jody.
Hi there.
Good.
Okay. I know you didn't get a chance to see the video, but that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's okay. I think my first question is going to be about the eye placement, and if it is just to the left of the person who's holding the device, and what is the thing about not looking at the camera?
Well, unless there's an actual camera in the scene, then don't look at the camera. Like a camera in the scene would be like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here's the news. Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. That's a camera in the scene, right?
Right.
But if I'm talking to somebody who's off camera, like my husband here, I'd probably place him here, right? Which he's just off where the lens is. Because that makes us, if I look here, it's like, it's weird. It's like I'm breaking the fourth wall. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just that I like the placement of the actress, the first actress, but it seemed like it was a whole full face. And if you look a little to the right or left of the camera, then you're getting a lot of profile. Like what you did just now, that's not too much profile?
When he's here, that's too much profile.
That's too much, right.
Yeah, that's too much, right? But I can bring it to here, and that's not too much.
Good. Okay, just a little to the left.
Yeah,
and right.
that's not too much.
Okay, and
I just
the one
really where he really is versus here.
Okay. And the all right, that's terrific. Thank you very much. Thank you for this inspiring day.
Aw, Jody.
Got me out of my house at 8 this morning to run to an actor to tape me.
Okay, Jody, that's what I'm talking about. Jody is talking about no freaking excuses. Because
you did it.
Last time I was like, oh, it's okay if you don't have a scene partner, you know. But this year I'm stepping it up a notch. And I'm saying go the extra mile to make sure that you get somebody to read with. Like, I want you today, if you're serious about taking this class, if you're serious about being an actor, write down 3 names, 3 people that you could read with if you needed to, so that you have that ability. You can rehearse on your own, absolutely. You can rehearse with the recording, but let your recordings be with live people. And go the extra mile to work that out, because you're going to be a professional actor, right? And people get cast from these self-tapes all the time. So you did the right thing, Jody. Thanks for being a champ. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.
Drop the mic.
Boom. Any more questions for Teresa? Let me see if I can get this lady.
Oh, I answered her question.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. She's good? All right, you guys. So, so $50 off for 24 hours. If you hear an ambulance, that's me going to the hospital for my high fever. And I'm glad it looks good. But that's so stupid.
Holly has a question.
Oh, Holly, where are you? Holly, where? Hi. Hi, Holly Horner. I heard you, then you went away. Unmute.
Ready? Can you hear me? Oh yeah, you unmuted me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, cool. Just a really quick question. Thank you. I think you're amazing and inspiring, and I'm very glad I took this today. And I just all very last minute. I found that last night. So, and you did make me. Last night, no excuses, and I put that audition onto tape, and it was great to have that feeling, and it got me out of my head, and I was, it was great, really, really great. I just have a couple of questions on the medium shot and close-up shot. The talk just now, you were saying about how the picture was an extreme close-up. Is it a close-up or extreme close-up?
I really mean extreme close-up.
Okay.
I mean extreme close-up. I don't mean like this. Like this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like halfway through the forehead. Like that.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. The top of the head is chopped off. That's fine.
Oh yeah,
it's like fine. You really want to see. Okay, you really want to get in there on the face. So it's extreme close-up. Okay.
I want the muscles above the brow.
Yeah.
I want the muscles above the brow. So make sure those are in. But here's the thing. The reason we're having extreme close-up is because it's acting in the digital age. And there's more use of ECUs when you're doing web work. And a lot of you are going to, make very big impressions on people from the work you do on the web. And that's going to be your breakthrough role. So I want to see you communicating in that medium.
Okay. Thank you. The other question is real quick is, okay, so I know you have these sessions of classes coming up right now, but I really can't swing it right now. So will you be doing the same thing continuing after, say, this next cluster? Will there be more?
Yes.
Okay,
I am committed to making a Zoomer nation.
Good.
And after you've done it once, you get to do it really cheap the next time if you're an alumni. And I'm making special provisions for alumni where they can put their real auditions on tape if they want. If they want to do separate material than everyone else is doing because they're alumni, they could put, if they have a real audition and they want to use that instead, that's okay. So I want to make a community, a nation of people that support each other, and that, because for us, those of us who don't get on camera enough, who are not hired enough, we have got to give ourselves rehearsal and experience. So that takes two really critical things of the lack of experience and lack of confidence can be filled by doing this.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know that you're still going to be here, hopefully. So basically the audition that I did last night for today, I wasn't quite clear if they were all going to be viewed or not. I figured they wouldn't, but I was hoping they kind of would because of the work that I did so last minute. And I enjoyed it, and I thought it was pretty good because I did it so quickly in a way, and it was out of my head. But so if I don't take these classes, the ones that you have to pay for coming up, I'm not going to get my scene, am I? It's up to me to do that work and to not redo it, or is the redoing it for the next free class before? I'm a little bit confused.
The redoing it is for the next free class. And here's the thing, Holly, and this is what I'm teaching every single one of you. Doing the exercise is the reward.
Yeah, I agree.
Rob yourself of watching it back and doing the last, you must have completion. So whether I see it or not in the context of the class doesn't matter as much as you seeing it and you watching it without the sound. And you those steps. I'm teaching you how to be empowered as an actor. You will always have, it's great when you have a director who's giving you feedback, but you don't always have that. Right? Yeah. So you have to be able to get used to doing the work. What does it feel like? How did it come out? So you have completion. So please watch your tape. And Holly, email me and let me know what works and where you need improvement.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay.
That's what next week's class is about.
Next week's class is about no gurus. There are no gurus. It's a free zone. It's that I want to add to what you do. Whatever acting method you do, I want you to keep doing it. I want to be teaching you some technical skills for the camera and improving upon that and giving you some additional skills from script analysis, which is my real strength. But I don't want you to lose what you already have. And I see so many actors get everything they know and say, well, you're the acting coach. And that is not the way that a pro handles the work. And we are working on that pro muscle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody's texting you.
I'm sorry.
One final thing, the Zoom 4222 is bouncing back.
It is.
Oh, we got a ton. So.
Oh, we got a ton. He says we got a ton of them.
Okay.
This is my list.
Yeah, mine didn't come through.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Right here.
No, in the world. Where are you?
Are you in New York?
Oh, I'm in New York City. Yeah.
All right. Well, put your email in the text in the chat,
and he'll email it to you.
I'll email you.
Okay. Thank you.
Someone's supposed to be coming to us. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's just the PDF of the handout.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check later.
Of today's handout.
I know where you live.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right, party people. We have done this. This is how the class is. This is how we meet. We watch tapes. If this was the real class, I'd watch all the tapes that were ready. I'd watch them all. And I'd stay to the bitter end and critique them and give feedback. And then we go to the next scene next week. And then week 6, we have a bonus week, which is a callback week. And for the newbies, you can do anything you want. You can be on the call live like this, which of course is preferred if you can. But if you can't, you submit your tape and I will still critique it during the class. So you just have to find it when you come back and watch the tape. All right, party people.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you. I'm signing off.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I adore you all.